Here we are live on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. We join you from a very sunny day at Oakey Field for D3 softball action. Today, we got the Panthers of Plymouth State and your Eagles of Husson University. Hello, everybody. I'm Sam Miller, joined alongside Will Cavanaugh and Xander Cook. Three-man booth you today. Thank you so much for joining us. Xander, we'll start with you. We're taking a look over at the Eagles this year. 11-9 overall. Have really just lit it up their last few games. And today on the mound for them is going to be number 4, Sierra Yates.
Yeah, and Sierra Yates is a great hitter, or a great pitcher, excuse me. 1-0 this season, 10 strikeouts. Opponents batting under 200 against her. She's going to have a field day on the mound, and it's going to be tough to hit against Sierra. It'll
be a very, very solid matchup between these two teams. Sierra Yates having a very phenomenal campaign. Now, Will, taking a look at the Panthers, 16-7 overall. The last game they were 6-4 on the road. They were 6-4 against Rhode Island College. Won both their games 6-4 and 7-2. A lot of that has to do with the play of number 16, Kenzie Bissett, their leadoff hitter.
She has been so fiery behind the plate and in the field, and it's just that'll be one to look out for, and she's leading off for us today.
Going to be a fantastic matchup with two teams who are super, super talented at hitting the ball all around. Just great depth up and down their rosters as Bissett and Yates will face off. Start out this game. First one's low and away for ball number 2. Bissett having a fantastic campaign for the Panthers. 85 hits. 38 hits. 85 hits overall.
Hitting 521 this year with 16 RBIs, and she's walked 9 times. 5.73 on base percentage. Just insane.
That's why she is in the leadoff. She gets the base easily, sees the ball really well.
And as you can see, she's a lefty too, which is just on a small softball field. She's got any speed. It's just an easy single almost every time she gets the ball in play.
Lefty batters are also particularly interesting to pitch against because their batter's box is a little different as that one's walloped over the fence for a foul ball. Keeps the count 2-2. Yates' only appearance this year was versus Nichols in a 5-3 W. Really showcased her stuff there as that one's blooped right over to Yates, over to Exel at first, and an easy out for the Eagles.
Good start there for Yates to get comfortable, making a play right back to you. That's how you get right in the flow of the game early.
Up next now for the Panthers is number 19, the shortstop, Emily Bissett. Having herself a very solid year as well, batting .323, 20 hits, 14 RBIs. So that was delivered right down the middle for strike number 1.
And the thing about Yates, she has a lot of velocity on her pitches. Very dangerous in the circle.
We'll see how she mixes it up today.
Low and away for ball number 1, 1-1 count. What's really interesting about this Eagles team is they have so many great pitchers on their roster. We saw last time I called the game, it was Sky Johnson showcasing her value, and then in their last matchup, it was Anna Lang who pitched a complete game in that one, and now, of course, Sierra Yates filling in with those two, not pitching today. So if you are Coach Rick Roberts for the Eagles, you got to be very impressed with your squad. It's an easy out again for the Eagles. That time Valinsky just drives it over to Exel off the ground ball, and 2 batters, 2 outs for the Eagles.
Looks like Yates is pitching to contact, which is a great start. Like I mentioned, gets you in the flow of the game. Gives her confidence early. Looks like the Eagles are starting to find their stride, as you mentioned, the last few games, which is a good sign. After a very great year last year with a lot of expectations.
And the thing about this game is that Yates has to be on her A game. I mean, the 1 through 3 hitters all batting over .375. It's going to be a tough task for Yates today.
It's a sophomore Avery Couch now checking into the batter's box, facing a 1-1 count, having, as Andrew mentioned, batting over .375, .385 on the year, 2 doubles, 1 triple, 5 home runs as well. Can crush the ball at any given point.
From Fort Worth, Texas, she is absolutely raking the ball right now. .738 slugging percentage with 5 home runs, like you mentioned, just insane this early in the year.
Not to mention a 42% on-base percentage as well. Knows how to get it done in the circle.
The big cut there.
Swinging and miss for strike number 2. Potentially 3 batters up and 3 batters down for Yates in this top of the first.
And that would be huge considering she hasn't appeared in quite a while.
Swing and a miss for Couch. And just like that, 3 up, 3 down for Yates. And that'll take us to the bottom of the first, folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Here we are, bottom of the second. It's Cameron King now stepping into the batter's box. Having herself a very phenomenal year as well, batting at .321 with 1 home run out of the Eagles 4 this year, 1 double, 2 RBIs. It's a very solid campaign.
Very dangerous on the base paths, too, with already 11 stolen bases this year.
Check the swing for strike number 1. You hear the ever so present and vocal dugout of the Eagles. One thing at Husson culture is that every team at this school and in this community is always really rallying behind each other, showcasing maximum amounts of support and encouragement for everybody on their roster. It's a very wonderful sight to see. Cameron King wallops that one up the third base line. It's fair. She's going to turn the corner to hit the second base. And he's going to stay. She's going to stay at second. Man, great start for the Eagles.
That's great speed out of the box for Cameron King.
It was Montalongo trying to field the ball. It just scooched by on the fair line.
She was in a tough spot. She pushed up on third in case of the bunt, and that ball was hit hard. That's a tough play for a third baseman to make when she's already up a few feet.
Tatiana Biombi now checking into the batter's box, batting .293 this year. First pitch is a little outside for ball number 1. And that's the threat that Cameron King poses on the bases, fellas. Her speed just makes her such a threat. Biombi with 5 RBIs this year. She tries to drop the bunt down. Fouled away for strike number 1. Cameron King just loading up, ready to get going at any point on those bases. Just can turn on the speed at any given moment. And with Biombi in the batter's box, definitely who you want to see. Just low for strike number 2. 1-2 count now for Biombi.
She's hitting .293 this year. Better than a career and having a very solid season. She's always been solid for this Eagles team and really getting her opportunity this year.
As that one's walloped over the Plymouth dugout. Count stays 1-2.
You can notice King out there on second. She's not fully committing to that steal unless that ball hits the bat. She stops halfway through.
And Biombi is definitely who you want to see in the batter's box if you're trying to drive some runs in. As that one's low and in there for strike number 3. Biombi's caught looking. And a great start for the pitcher, Kate McGrath, on the mound.
It's a great spotted pitch there. Kind of tough. It was on the inside corner, but right at the knees, so I think that's a good call. Strike 3. Tough look, but with one of our better hitters, Boo McCabe up with a runner on scoring position.
And McCabe cracks that one near left center. That's going to bring in Cameron King. McCabe turns the corner. Has to get down to second. Will she get there? And she's safe. Man, a wonderful start for the Eagles. Absolutely walloped by McCabe. Drives in the run, and the Eagles have the early lead.
And that's what McCabe does best. It's the powerful hitting she possesses. She hit a homer against Colby in the game I called her first career collegiate home run. And here in the bottom first inning showcases that power hitting with the double to drive-in king.
It was a great attempt by Couch in left field to get the ball into Agbe at second base, but McCabe's speed is turning on the Jets, and she got there in time. Early lead for the Eagles.
Just a perfectly placed gap for an easy double there from McCabe. Like you said, she did get it in quick to almost steal it out, but great piece of hitting there.
Julia Gregoire now facing the 1-1 count. Gregoire again, another Eagle having just a fantastic showing in this 2025 season, batting a 414 with 5 doubles, 1 triple, 9 RBIs as well. Certainly another deadly hitter. You don't want to see the batter's box if you're trying to drive some runs home.
This is a great spot for the Eagles to be in. Only 1 out. You have another runner in scoring position. And now you have Gregoire up to the plate.
And with Exel on deck as well, definitely a very scary sight as Gregoire bloops that over to the third base. That's going to get her out at first, but it advances McCabe to third. And now Tori Exel steps into the batter's box to potentially have another RBI chance here for the Eagles. It was a great play by Katie Montalongo. Scoops the ball up and rifled it over.
Definitely made it look easy. Made a good play there. Kept McCabe only at third.
And it was Mia Lee with a great stretch to get Gregoire out at first. But now here we are, Tori Exel in the batter's box facing off with McGrath. That one strikeout.
Perfect.
Turn up the year. That one's cracked just by the glove of McGrath. And Exel drives in McCabe. And the Eagles building a quick 2-0 lead in this bottom of the first.
That was a perfectly placed hit by Axel right over the pitcher, and there's no one near the second base path to make that catch. It just went right into the outfield, ended up scoring McCabe. Now they're having a meeting in the circle with Husson already up 2-0 here in the bottom first.
Exel, who has just been outstanding in her career, but 2025 has really stepped up their game. 397, 5 doubles and a home run and 7 RBIs. She's just a monster behind the plate, and she's done a great job at first base this season.
Yeah, no kidding. And, of course, that was kind of crazy because that ball from Exel, it was McGrath got her glove on it for a minute. She tipped the ball out, but the force behind Exel's hit was too much momentum. McGrath could not hold on to it. As a result, gets her on base. And Kiara McLeod, the senior from Harrison, Maine, stepped into the batter's box with a double, triple, and 8 RBIs on the year. Again, another very deadly hitter for this Eagles team. She cracks that one over the second base line. They're going to get her at first, and that'll do it for the bottom of the first. It'll bring us to the top of the second, where the Eagles have built a quick 2-0 lead. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Top of the second now on Husson Eagles Sports Network. The Eagles have built a quick 2-0 lead in that bottom of the first. Guys, a very good showing for this Eagles so far. Just getting hit after hit in that bottom of the first.
And that's exactly the kind of start that the Eagles needed behind the pitching of Yates in the top first. Hopefully she can continue that dominant stretch that she had in the top first. But she needs to have the batters to back her up today if they want a chance at defeating these Panthers. I mean, they're 16-7 overall. They're batting over 320 as a team. It's going to be a great and intense matchup. So that's exactly what the Eagles needed. Come out of the gate swinging, put up 2 runs, let the momentum swing their way, and let these Panthers know, hey, we're here to play.
Mia Lee bloofs it up near center field. That's going to go back, and that will be caught by Cameron King in center field. Great start once again for Sierra Yates. Had Mia Lee the 0-2 count, took a swung, and King got right under it.
That wind definitely carried that ball a little farther than expected. Almost got back to the warning track. Good piece of hitting, but better play by the center fielder.
Jade Gurdon now checking into that batter's box, facing off with Yates. Just having a very solid start to this game, and she gets her looking on strike number 1. The Eagles in that bottom of the first had 3 hits out of 6 batters, drove in 2 runs. A great start if you are Rick Roberts. Now, a little fun fact for the head coach for Plymouth, Mike Bernier. He was a former assistant coach or associate scout for the Pittsburgh Pirates, and he coached U12 softball for the New Hampshire Comets as well. So this is a very experienced coach with a lot of baseball knowledge in his repertoire. As Gordon now faces the 1-2 count. Crack shots that one behind McCabe. Foul number 2 staying alive.
Gurton does have a home run this year. Maybe that can get them back on track with a little piece of hitting here. Got to get something going here for Plymouth.
That one's walloped on the third base line again. Way off foul ball. Good stance right here for Gurton in the batter's box, making Yates really work for it. Yates already with 1 strikeout in this game. That puts her at 11th throughout her tenure here at Husson. Which is delivered inside, just a bit, just very low. Ball number 2. Gurton this year batting at .286 with 16 hits. As well mentioned, 1 home run. She takes a swing and a miss. Strikeout number 2 for Yates on the game. And another chance for a clean sweep in 2 innings for Yates and the Eagles. That'll be Kennedy Mishu checking in to face off with Yates in the batter's box, batting a .346 on the year, as that one's ripped in for strike number 1.
Sitting .538 slugging percentage with a home run this year and 2 doubles with 9 hits overall and a few plate appearances.
Nearly a 40% on base percentage, as that one's rocketed up past the fence near the left side for strike number 2. Yates again a chance for a clean inning in the top of the second here. And a swing and a miss, and that'll do it for the top of the second. As another perfect inning for Yates and the Eagles results in nothing for the Panthers.
Yates looks very, very comfortable out there right now, making it look easy.
He's all warmed up and ready to go, as is Husson. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back for the bottom of the second. Bottom of the second, ready to get underway. Lindsay Reed steps into the batter's box. Having a great campaign of her own, batting a .250 on the year with 1 home run and 7 RBIs as she checks the swing for ball number 1. Strike number 1. He was also all-conference second team for the North Atlantic Conference in soccer as well. It's a very, very solid all-around athlete for the Eagles. She faces off with McGrath. Checks the swing for strike number 2. 1-2 count now for Reed.
Reed from Carmel, Maine. Kind of a utility player, can play anywhere. Very important to good baseball or softball teams. Brock Holtz always comes into mind.
As Reed bloops that one up over to the third baseman Montalongo, and they'll get her at first base for out number 1. Good start for McGrath and the Panthers.
Panthers need to make this a clean second inning after the first inning, giving up a couple runs. Get back into the swing of things. Be a little more calm out there.
And, of course, if there's anybody that can do it, Kate McGrath, once she gets warm, very hard to slow down. The Eagles have had some success, but McGrath is a very outstanding pitcher in her own right. Her stats today put her at 95 strikeouts on the year, across her career here, playing at Plymouth State, as she has Valinsky in an 0-2 hole. Valinsky was NAC All-Conference second team in 2024. A very key piece for the foundation that is this Eagles softball team. Batting .227 with 2 doubles, 1 triple, 6 RBIs.
Valinsky sort of having a down year this season after being the St. Joseph's transfer. Last season at St. Joseph's, she batted .327, had 8 doubles, couple triples, couple homers. This season, we're not seeing the same kind of contact with her. She's only batting .227, and she also has 11 strikeouts on the season.
As McGrath caught her looking in the batter's box, a quick 0-2 hole or 2-out hole for the Eagles here. McGrath, after those kind of shaking off the rust in that first inning or so, she's really found her stroke here. As Rice's hit is caught by Abgay at second base, and that's going to do it for the Eagles, for the Panthers. And it'll bring us to the top of the third, folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on Husson Eagles Sports Network. Here we are, top of the third. It'll be Kiera Larson stepping into the batter's box to take on Sierra Yates, as the first pitch is long to the middle for strike number 1.
Larson hitting just .269 this year with a .346 slugging percentage and .345 on base percentage, 2 doubles and 4 RBIs.
And so far, it's been a very solid game for Sierra Yates. 3 strikeouts on the game. No hits, no runs, no nothing. She is really just in her groove now as this game has progressed. From the very get-go, it seems like.
You can tell she got swagger and she's got the confidence going right now, which is just perfect from a pitcher at any level.
As we talked about, the pitching roster for this Eagles team is so full of depth with Anna Lang and Scott Johnson, just to name a few. Plugging in Sierra Yates when you've already pitched your two players over the course of these last few games must be a dream come true for Coach Rick Roberts. So that one's low and away. Ball number 4. And then I'll put Larson on base. Marin Agbe now. Into batter's box in her first year here. 136 batting average. Has not seen a lot of time here in that batter's box. There's only, like I said, 136 batting average with the 250 or 25% on base percentage.
There's a lot of swings and misses when it comes to her game. However, when you put her in the field, no errors, so that's crucial. As a softball player, having those no errors really helps your team out.
And as a freshman, I mean, it's going to take time, like you said, start getting bat on ball and confidence behind the plate, but having that in the field is such a huge thing for any team.
Needs to bring it in, ball high and outside. Ball number 2, facing a 2-1 count for Agbe. And you saw McCabe and Larson thought about stealing to second there. McCabe recognized it, and Larson just decided to hold up at first. Crack shot over to near the Plymouth dugout.
Watch out.
On the right-hand side, breaks up a 2-2 count for Agbe. All right, Larson on first. He's rips it inside. That one's plopped up in left field. And getting under it is Biambi. Keeps Larson at first. And a great play for out number 1.
Didn't have to move much. That's good positioning by Biambi right there. Took about 2 steps and was already under it.
Now you got Montalongo batting 9th in this lineup, the captain. 380 as a 9-hitter.
Yeah, absolutely insane numbers for the captain, Montalongo. With 3 RBIs, 1 double.
Sees the ball really well. Has generated over 8 walks this season.
That one's low and away. 2-0 count now for Montalongo.
The Husson dugout has not stopped, like you mentioned, Sam.
They'll be vocal from the very beginning as that was sent over to Gregoire at second, trying to get her at first. Nothing happening there. Now 2 outs for the Eagles.
5-4, no 3. But we will get another out there. And the top of the order coming up.
Great play by Gregoire to scoot over to Valinsky. Could not get Montalongo at first, but gets the out nonetheless at second. To potentially keep the Panthers scoreless as we are back to the top of the order as Bissett steps up.
Let's see how she approaches this plate appearance compared to last time. Obviously seen her before now.
Like what you want to see. Cracks it up past the glove of Lydia Rice. Scooped up and brought right in immediately. But, man, all of a sudden, after a little bit of struggling those first 2 innings, guys, the Panthers starting to gain a little bit of momentum here.
I mean, great piece of hitting there. Opposite field, just a hard ground ball right up the middle. I mean, that's just good hitting to get the ladies of Plymouth keep going with the momentum.
Runners on second and first as Emily Bissett steps back up into the batter's box. That was just outside for strike number 1. Emily Bissett, again, having herself a very, very solid year. 323, 20 hits. She swings at that one, misses for strike number 2. This could be very big for Yates here to keep the Panthers scoreless after allowing a couple hits here and getting 2 on base. Pitch goes in, cracked over the left-hand side. McLeod tried to chase it down, but it was a little bit too far there.
2 great pitches there by Yates, both on the outside corner. Set seems to fight that one off. The first one she couldn't even touch.
Yeah, Yates is trying to get Bissett to chase a little bit here.
Her bread and butter, getting the batters to chase as that one's low. Brings up ball number 1. Two runners on. Pitch is delivered. Cracked into the right-hand side. Exel gets under it. And a very big catch for Exel and a big out for the Eagles. Keeps the Panthers scoreless, and that'll bring us to the bottom of the third. Don't go anywhere, folks. We will be right back on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Bottom of the third gets it underway. Eagles back at the top of the lineup. Cameron King. Face off with McGrath once again. Cracked a hit earlier in this. Just to get things started for the Eagles. Down that third base line to break the ice for the Eagles. Again, McGrath out of a rhythm here. But as we talked about, McGrath is definitely a pitcher that you might be able to shake her early on, but she will relent every single time. As King thought about the bump, pulled back immediately. That's up 1-1. Panthers coming to this one 16-7, 4-2 in the Little Eastern Conference. Just absolutely dominant in conference play. As that one's high and outside for ball number 2.
McGrath also works pretty quickly, just like Yates. So this game, just the smoothness and the consistency of both sides has been good. Good flow of this game.
Inside, hitters count now for King. And to your point, Will, yeah, McGrath, Yates, and both teams have just pitchers up and down the roster who just, when they get into a groove, super hard to just throw them off their game. Very rhythmic and very flowing with their pitches. King thought about laying down the bunt. Check the swing. Thought she had a walk there, but the ump calls it strike. And a full count now for King.
First place umpire called that a strike, which it was right on the corner. I think that's a good call.
King a chance here to get on base for the Eagles. She cracks that one over to left field. Back, and it's out of here!
King says thank you.
Cameron King sends that one over to Kentucky Avenue. And a great start to this bottom of the third for the Eagles.
Over the, cleared the scoreboard, not even close.
Yeah, you could tell from the sound of that bat, that ball was gone. You see it up in the air, and you just know you got to yell at that dude walking by the sidewalk. Look out.
Happy, look out.
Hey, you walking. Walk away. Ball.
That hit was as crisp as a dap up with your homie as Tatiana Biambi steps into the batter's box.
And King is seeing the ball amazingly today. Had that double in the first, now a home run to add to it. She has McGrath's number here in this matchup.
A terrific start for the Eagles. Not what you want to see for the Panthers, already playing down and just trying to play catch-up and fighting a downhill battle. And now Biambi faces a 1-0 count.
Good eye from Biambi right there.
Batters really making McGrath work today. 2 strikeouts. Already now 5 hits led up as well, including that last one from King as that one's blooped over to the second base line. Biambi almost got there.
What a stretch by Lang.
By Lee.
A very big stretch there by Mia Lee. Just had to fully extend to get that ball. Nonetheless, a great play and a great throw as well from Emily Bissett at shortstop. Sets up 1 out for the Panthers. As Willow McCabe now steps back into the batter's box. 1 for 1 in her day. Leads back, for ball number 1. Pitch is delivered in. A little low and inside for McCabe. Ball number 2, and of course, fellas, if you're McGrath, the top of the order, especially with how well the Eagles have been hitting, not a great way to start this bottom of the third. The Eagles have been super successful, and it seems to figure her out as McCabe gets caught swinging.
Yeah, that top half of the Eagles lineup, they pick and choose their battles. They see the ball really well. They know when to swing.
McCabe crack shots that one. Then the third base line. This is a 2-2 count now.
As I was saying, once you get that top half of the Eagles lineup catching fire, it's smooth sailing from there, and so far that's what's happening.
2-2 count for McCabe. It seems like she's trying to go a little bit lower for McCabe. Very wary of her hitting. Walloped again near the Husson dugout as McCabe stays alive.
McCabe, all-conference first team last year. Career 304 hitter. I would be pretty wary, too.
Not only that, when she makes contact, it's not just a single. She's going 2, trying to go 3.
Very fast on base, very powerful in the batter's box. As again, up the third base line, she stays alive. And really making McGrath work her arm here.
Great piece of hitting right now. Just attacking the different kind of pitches, keeping her streak alive here.
And it's really interesting with a player like Bolden McCabe who can really just make anything work in the batter's box. And even with a talented pitcher like McGrath, trying to keep McCabe on her toes, it's very hard. As once again, up the third base line, over the fence, McGrath and McCabe just going to war here in this batter stance. Just joining us, 1 out, 2. Eagles have a 3-0 lead here. Of course, lastly coming off the fantastic home run by Cameron King.
Great battle here.
Yeah, creds to McCabe for staying alive.
And Xander, you talked about it. McCabe, she's going all the way for a hit. There's no checking her swing. She is either 100% or nothing there at all. And so far, you can tell just based on this battle alone that McCabe wants to crack one over to anywhere on the field. So that one's high and outside.
That's what happens when you keep fighting. Pitcher is going to get frustrated and going to get tired. That's how you keep going. Matter of time. She throws a strike. Maybe McCabe can hit one out.
Just a big variety of hitters up and down the Eagles roster as once again McCabe walloping it away and staying alive.
Like Will said, this is only going to frustrate McGrath. And not only that, it elevates the pitch count.
Up to 11 pitches this at bat.
That one's rifled over to the third base. Nearly lost the handle. It was Montalongo at third base. Lost the handle of the ball. Allows McCabe to get right to first base. And again, just the frustrations continue for Plymouth State.
And how frustrating that is for McGrath. I mean, Bula staying alive for that long, a ton of foul balls, seeing the ball well to make it a full count. Only for McGrath to get failed by bad fielding.
The Eagles have come into this game with a little combination of flint and steel, meaning they are on fire to start this one out.
It was a tough play at third, but like Xander said, that has to be frustrating for McGrath on the mound after that long battle. Julia Gregar now up, the NAC Player of the Year last year and all-conference first team.
Gregoire faces off with McGrath. McCabe thought about it, decided against it. Stays at first. Count is 1-1 for Julia Gregoire. She was 0 for 1 in their last at bat. We'll see if she can change things up here. Key McCrath working in the circle. Low and inside for ball number 2. The wind's starting to pick up here at O'Keefe Field. Can definitely play a pretty big factor, especially when you can crack shot a few hits up into the air as Gregoire.
Off the end of the bat. But again, another Husson hitter just fighting and frustrating McGrath. Just keeping at bats going, getting the pitch count up.
McGrath, as elite as they come in D3 softball, 4 pitches in this game, has not really been able to find her mojo, as that one's blooped up. Barely just a little tapped up a little bit by Gregoire.
I think it went off her foot, so that's a automatic foul ball.
The count remains 2-2. McCabe at first. 1 out in this bottom of the third. Looks like Bernie and the umpire will talk it over.
I think he's going to try to check, see if Gregoire kind of let it hit herself instead of just fouling it off her foot. But looks like Blue says, no, it was an accident.
Play resumes now. Gregoire, as Will mentioned, just continuously battling in the batter's box, as are all the Husson hitters. As that one's blooped up to right center field. McCabe thought about it, and it's going to come down. And again, the hitting by the Eagles has been phenomenal, guys. They are not making anything easy as they're just continuing to roll in this bottom of the third.
The frustrating little at-bat from McGrath. I mean, fighting and fighting and fighting, and then a bloop single. Great piece of hitting to get on base, but just very, very unlucky.
It was Bissett that tried to get under at center field. Nothing happening there. As Ella Hosford goes on to second for a pitch running for Bula McCabe. As Tori Exel will step into the batter's box once again.
Hosford from Bucksport, Maine. A sophomore, she pitches and plays infield.
And Xander, you really got to appreciate the patience of the Eagles and their ability just to really read every pitch coming towards them. And as a result, it's allowed them to get so many opportunities in these batters' boxes. As Exel rivals that one over to left field, it's going to come down. That'll bring Hosford the third. And now the base is loaded. Kiara McLeod in the box. Guys, this has been a very solid game for the Eagles.
Yeah, it has. I mean, the situational hitting has been top-notch so far. And now with McLeod up to bat, with the bases loaded and only 1 out, you can expect her to swing for the fences here.
McLeod has one of the now 5 Eagles home runs on the year.
She has just been unreal behind the plate this year. And, I mean, who else do you want up at bat in this situation right now?
Possibilities for a grand slam. Then we'll bring the Eagles crowd here to their feet. The Eagles nest is full of supporting spectators as that one's cracked over the Plymouth State dugout. 0-2 now for McLeod.
I mean, the way Yates is pitching in the circle, the way these batters are lighting up McGrath early, it's tough climbing for these Panthers.
There's anything to say about the Eagles. They will make you work on both sides of the field, whether they're fielding or whether they're batting. They're not making anything easy. As we talked about up and down the roster, this team is just so full of talent and so full of just players who can do anything on the field, in the box, you name it, they can do it.
See if McGrath pitches to a ground ball here.
That one's cracked up blooped up near right field. That's going to bring in a runner. Like maybe 2.
Yeah, that
Gregoire comes in as well.
Great piece of base running.
Great recognition by Gregoire to just come right in off the hit from McLeod. And the struggles continue for Plymouth State.
You can expect players meeting out on the circle after giving up 2 runs there. McGrath with 4 runs or 5 runs given up through 3 so far, 7 hits. Things are not looking good.
Another bloop single, but we will take anything we can get.
It was Bissett and Gurdon trying to get underneath it, but the ball just softly floated down. As Lindsey Reed steps back in, checks the swing, strike number 1. Exel and McLeod on second and first. As the Eagles continuing just to put on a clinic here.
Reed also played soccer in all-conference second-team selection this year. Very impressive athlete here at Husson.
Pulled back the bunt opportunity for ball number 1. And of course, guys, this all started with the absolutely beautiful crack shot over the left field fence by Cameron King in this game. Really setting things up as Reed again thought about the bunt.
I'm shocked there's no meeting out on the circle. I mean, there's only 1 out. You still have another runner in scoring position. You have 5 runs on 7 hits. McGrath is clearly not on her A game. She's a little bit in her head, losing control a little bit. Granted, some of these hits have been bloopers.
As Reed lays down the bunt. Just did not get enough in fair play there. As a result in strike number 2. 2-2 count now for Lindsey Reed. Not to mention the spots where these balls have been dropping, guys. We've talked about a lot of bloop singles, but
it's picture perfect. Yep. Picture perfect placement.
The ball placement has been phenomenal as Reed
another one?
Cracks that one up and in and out of the glove.
Oh, that's
the first baseman Lee.
Another tough break for McGrath.
That would have put the Eagles at 2 outs.
Ball looked like it had a lot of topspin off the end of the bat and just a kind of a tough play. But that is always hope to be caught there.
Ball's delivered in, cracked up the third base line, picked it over to second. Lee stretched out for first. Reed saved at first, but they got McLeod at second. Great play by Emily Bissett.
Bissett got the 6-4, just couldn't do the 4-3 with the speed from Reed, but that is 2 outs. McGrath needed that.
Lexi Valinsky back into the batter's box. Now, fellas, if the Eagles can keep up their hitting, it'll be Rice up on deck, and then they'll be back to the top of the order for a chance to get this one going, to keep this inning going, as Reed takes off for second. Crack past near the Husson dugout. 0-2 count for Reed. And a chance for McGrath and the Panthers to get out of this inning and kind of build some momentum on their own in the batter's box. Just talked about the Eagles dugout continuing just to be vocal and supportive for their team. That one's fouled away. The account stays 0-2.
Big pitch here. Get them out of this inning. If they can limit the damage to 5, you never know. That's not out of the game.
A chance for RBI number 7 for Valinsky. She can bring in at one of these batters here, or one of these runners here. Pitch is delivered in, swing and a miss. And that'll take the Panthers out of the inning. And what was a fantastic showing for the Eagles. It brings us to the top of the 4th. Don't go anywhere, folks. We will be right back on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Avery Couch checking into the batter's box as we are in the top of the fourth now. The Eagles coming off a 3-run inning in that bottom of the third. Just a fantastic showing.
Yates, who has been on the bench for a while because of the long half inning. Let's see how she can come back after that. See if she can stay fired up and keep doing what she's been doing.
Rivals it right outside the plate for strike number 1. And looking at it so far, it looks like she's very well rested, gotten a little bit of her stamina back. As that one's popped up by McLeod. Exel tries to get under it, and she does. Great hustle play for Exel. And a quick one out here for the Eagles.
Not only is Yates generating a lot of swings and misses in this game, but there's a lot of weak hit balls so far.
The placement of her pitches has been perpetually perfect, as one would like to say. As she delivers it in. Just inside for ball number 1. As Mia Lee checking into the game. 0 for 1 in her first at-bat opportunity. Outside for ball number 2. Lee batting .283 this year with 15 hits. Nearly 53% slug percentage. As that one's cracked up and over the fence near some spectators on the right-hand side. Count now is 2-1 for Lee.
86 hits in her career, 52 RBIs, and 5 home runs. Very solid behind at the plate.
Just outside, hitters count now for Lee. It's just now to get on base and find some way to get some mojo back into this game for the Panthers, who have struggled heavily on hitting the ball today. As that one's cracked near center field, getting under it is King, and she dives and snags the ball. What a play by Cameron King! Unreal. Cameron King is doing it all for the Eagles.
Cameron King says thank you again. Hit it to center field and see what happens.
Tremendous diving play out there in center. Completely robbed a hit from Lee. And just like that, Panthers still at only 1 hit in this game.
And just like that, Rice scoops it up over to Exel. And a 1-2-3 inning once again for the Eagles. Yates continuing her great pitching campaign. As we're going to head to the bottom of the fourth, folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Bottom of the fourth here at O'Keefe Field. Eagles riding high with a 5-0 lead. We have a pitcher change for the Panthers. Number 4, Lauren Ladani, checking into the game.
See if Rice can make a play on the plate. It looks like she did.
Rice blooped that over to left center field, turning the corner to go to second base. Thought it nearly got that one there, but Rice, a phenomenal job.
I was just about to mention that Ladani opponents are batting over 330 facing her, so we could see these Eagles light it up even more through these next few innings.
Rice for sure out in the field, just showed her ability at the plate too.
Put it right between Bissett and Couch in center and left field. And right on cue, the Eagles picking up where they left off. Ladani faces off with King, who cranked a home run over left center earlier in this game. Really started to kickstart things for the Eagles and their hitting clinic they put on. This is a 2-0 count now for the Eagles. A little outside. Now a 3-0 count for Cameron King.
Looks like she's avoiding King a little bit this time up after what happened
too.
last at bat.
I would too. I mean, she's 2 for 2. Both hits going for extra bases.
King so far having a Mario Super Sluggers-esque kind of performance, a home run, and a diving catch in center field. As that's good for ball 4. Puts her on first base.
I like that. That's a great game, by the way. Great game.
Shout out Nintendo.
I prefer Mario Party.
I mean, if you got Funky Kong, you were funky.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
100%.
Now, I'm more of a Petey Piranha guy myself. As Tatiana Biambi.
Anything but Birdo. I do not like Birdo.
Oh, I hated hitting against her.
Cameron King thought about the steal. Biambi pulls back the bunt for 1-0 count now. Biambi in this game, 0 for 2. But the way her teammates have been playing, it's been very incredible to see. Thought about the bunt again. Just too low for ball number 2.
You're the Panthers. You're trying to go double play here. Absolutely have to, because after Biamba, you got Bula McCabe up deck. Oof. Tough.
McCabe, Gregoire, and Exel back to back to back. Just the killer lineup for the Eagles. As there's another 3-0 count for Ladani and Biambi a chance to load the bases here. Drive some runs in. As we mentioned, 5 RBIs on the year. Definitely who you don't want to see if you're trying to bring some runners home. That one's inside for strike number 1. Donnie, a 5.96 ERA, is 1-3 in her appearances in the circle. Biambi thought about the bunt, bit too far and inside, and the bases will be loaded as Bulu McCabe a chance to potentially make some magic happen here, guys.
And this is going to be tough. I mean, you got to meet in the circle now. You have Bula McCabe up to the plate, who is a batter with a lot of power on this Eagles team, probably the most power on this team. So now she has the bases loaded. You're in the bottom 4th. You're already down 5-0. Grand slam here. That would pretty much end the game.
It would really take the wind out of your sails for any pitcher. But the Eagles have come into this game just ready to go, and you can see it across everybody up and down the roster. They're poised on the field, patient in the batter's box, and they're just working the pitchers so much and making it super hard on them every time they're at bat.
Like you said, it's just the Eagles hitters are just making it hard on the pitchers, and it's frustrating, but it's also just like you lose confidence as you go, and it's just you got to somehow get it back.
And you could see Bula in that pre-swing already trying to swing for the fences, so expect her to do the same right now.
Low and inside for ball number 1. I think we'll probably see a lot of that from Ladani, just trying to keep it as close to McCabe as possible, not trying to give her too much leeway, and work some magic in the batter's box. As that one's whipped up the third base line near the Husson dugout.
Watch out.
We'll have a little safety lesson for those spectators on the left-hand side.
Always keep your eyes up.
Never blink.
McCabe loops it over to the third base. Stops the run at home. McCabe will get to first. But a great play by Montelongo to hold up that run. Bases will still be loaded, but a crucial out nonetheless for the Panthers.
Smart play, go for home. Don't allow a runner to score. Again, situational fielding by these Panthers. Now a double play would end this inning and escape them out of this jam.
Looking for a ground ball again. Like you said, try to get double play.
Gregoire. Ball is inside for strike number one. So we have King, Biombi, and McCabe loading the bases. And Gregoire this season with 9 RBIs. That ball is high and away for ball number one. Again, once again, the Eagles dugout just continuing to be vocal.
They've been vocal throughout my tenure here at Husson.
You go to a Husson game, it seems like any sport that you watch, men's or women's, everywhere on the team is extremely vocal. It's super encouraging for their teammates.
And the fans have been wonderful.
Delivered inside, Bissett trying to slow it down. Gets the runner on second. That'll bring in a run for King. Great play by Bissett to stop the run from coming in from second, but the score continues to climb for the Eagles.
Regard definitely wanted a little better piece of hitting there, but hey, she got the job done, got an RBI.
And now Exel, who's 2 for 2 on the day with an RBI. Looking to do the same here again.
6-0 is the score now. If you're just joining us here at O'Keefe Field, the Eagles putting on an absolute clinic on both sides of the ball today. She swings and misses for strike number one.
If that went out, that would have been a 9-iron.
Excellent chance to bring in another run and just continue the Eagles' impressive hitting streak here. As that one's high and inside for ball number one.
And Xander, that pizza looks pretty good.
Gotta have a pizza during the broadcast, like when you get hungry, gotta do what you gotta do.
I don't blame you.
Doubleheader action here provides food for us here at O'Keefe Field as Exel is going to get caught by Montelongo, and that's going to do it for the fourth inning. That'll bring us to the top of the fifth. The Eagles adding another run to this phenomenal game, and we'll be right back on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Top of the fifth, set to get underway. Sierra Yates back into the circle, once again having a pretty lengthy rest in that fourth inning, just allowing her arm just to, get warm backed up. As we have Kennedy Michaud checking back into the batter's box.
From Auburn, New Hampshire. Like we mentioned earlier, hitting 346 this year, so very solid on the plate.
And the thing about Yates here in this matchup, doesn't have a lot of strikeouts, only 3 so far, but she's created a lot of pop-ups, a lot of weekly hit, ground balls. Phenomenal pitching.
First 3 pitches are low and outside. 3-0 count now for Michoud. And a chance for the Panthers to get on base again. But have not been able to find any sort of mojo. As there's 4 straight balls for Michoud. Which now brings Kiera Larson back to the plate. Excuse me, back to the batter's box.
Yeah, 4 straight balls and then 4 straight chews from Will Kavanaugh over here with his pizza. I bet he's liking that.
So we have a pitching change for the Eagles.
Number 22.
Rihanna Lang.
NAC East All-Conference first team last year and Rookie of the Year. 8th all-time in Husson strikeouts already as a junior. There she is, the go-to for the Husson Eagles.
Lang had a phenomenal showing against Colby. Only allowed 4 hits, had 4 strikeouts in a complete game. Very, very solid pitcher for this Eagles team.
Heck of a fastball, and her off-speed stuff seemed to be working this year so far.
Out of Gilman, Connecticut. She's been a very solid piece and what will be a building block to the foundation of this Eagles roster. Definitely what Coach Roberts likes to see. And a great go-to pitcher, as Will mentioned.
Not only that, like that Colby matchup, she was phenomenal. And then her matchup before that against St. Joseph's, collecting 11 Ks in a complete game, shutout, unreal.
Werner has to be impressed with Yates. Sorry, Sam.
You're all good, man.
Yates did her job, and it's got to be so impressive. And now that he knows, he can really trust her going forward.
Absolutely. As the first pitch is delivered right in for strike number 1. Now, second pitch fouled up and away over the booth here. Quick 0-2 count now for Larson. And Lang seems like she's not missed a beat since that last game. Grabbed to the first base line for foul ball. Larson stays alive. Panthers looking for any kind of momentum here. As the swing is checked. And Lang gets her looking for a quick 2 outs for the Eagles.
Ring that up.
Aaron Agby once again checking back onto the plate to face off with the red-hot Lang over these last few games. It's been on an absolute heater. As that first pitch is delivered in for strike number 1.
She is hitting her spots so well right now so far through the first 2 batters.
Delivers the second pitch in. Anna Lang on fire these last few games. So what happens when you mix hot lava and chicken? It just immediately delivers it in for strike number 3.
Ring them up.
Looking. And a quick 2 outs for these Eagles.
Lang is firing early and often in this top half of the 5th.
Those pitches are coming in hot for Anna Lang.
She's like Cyborg out there on the mound. In a way, like she sees the zone incredibly well, knows where to put the ball. So dirty out there in the circle.
High and outside for ball number 1. Michoud still stays on first. Pitch is inside. And look for strike number 1.
Went to Longo, actually from South Paris, Maine. Went to Oxford Hills. Great softball and baseball school in Maine. Has been a powerhouse for so long.
Firehouse is a sandwich place, Will.
Thanks, Sander.
You're welcome.
I meant powerhouse.
More of a Jersey Mike's guy myself.
I'm also a Jersey Mike's kind of guy. I like Jersey Mike's.
As as Montalongo is
I think I
walked
need
by
a bite of that
Lang.
pizza.
What was that, Will?
Nothing.
Exactly. You stick to commentary, my friend.
We'll keep the ball rolling here up in the booth at Oakey Field. As the first pitch is low outside for Kenzie Bissett. Bissett, one of the only batters to really try to do something here for the Panthers, as that was ripped down the middle for strike number 1. Bissett 1-2 on the game in this one. That one's blooped over to Rice. Gonna get a runner on third, and that'll bring the top of the 5th to a close. The Eagles, another solid inning fielding, another frustration inning for the Panthers. We'll be right back for the bottom of the 5th. Here we are, bottom of the 5th now. The Eagles continuing to play well on both sides of the field, just holding on to a 6-0 lead, making it difficult for the Panthers. As McLeod steps back into the batter's box, cracks that one away over the right-hand side of the fence. It'll be strike 1. Now, Xander, what have you seen from the Eagles in this game that's really stood out to you the most on both sides of the field?
It's the situational hitting. I mean, when there's runners in scoring position with no outs or 1 outs, they're trying to swing for the fences. And then when there's runner on first and no outs or 1 outs, they're showing bunt, trying to advance the runner. Just great situational hitting so far. And then what I liked best was as soon as the game started, the Eagles 1 through 3 immediately started attacking McGrath early on, making her uncomfortable.
Gurdon gets the out and right field for out number 1. Great start for the Panthers. So Club moved that one away. Now Lindsey Reed stepping up into the batter's box again. Really get things started. Had a phenomenal hit towards left center earlier in this contest. So she can see if she can replicate the success here. Down in the Plymouth State dugout. 0-2 count now for Reed.
It's become a beautiful day here at Key Field. Sun's out. Wind's kind of gone down a little bit.
Really happy to see some sunny spells here, as we've had a string of bad luck with the rain that we've been having recently, and of course the snow not too long ago. That pitch was way outside for ball number 1.
Hit her spot though.
Donnie continuing to try to get Reed out here. Try to get short work of this inning. Going to stop the bleeding a little bit. Reed places that one up towards second base. Rifled over. She's going to get there.
For an infield base hit. Great hustle down the line by Reed.
Agbe tried to scoop it up over to Lee at first base, but the speed of Reed not letting that happen. And we're back to the top of the lineup. Here comes Cameron King, who has just been super phenomenal.
Morgan Curtis actually pinch hitting for King.
Excuse me, good catch there, Will.
Just saw it as you were talking about King. I just saw her walk up and they made the switch.
As Will mentioned, Lauren Curtis checking up to the plate with 2 RBIs on the year.
And I like the pinch hitting strategy here. You're already up 6-0. It's bottom 5th inning. Let the bench play.
Curtis from New Gloucester, Maine, plays catcher and infield. Had a home run last year. And she was hit by a pitch.
Being by the pitch as the struggles for the Panthers continue to pile on.
The shortstop, number 6,
Now, Lydia Rice now switching positions in this lineup will be batting third now.
Rice with a double off the top of the fence last at bat.
Pitch from Ladani is in. Just a bit high above the plate. Ball number 1. Just good vibes all around here at O'Keefe Field. The sun is shining. The crowd is engaged. Husson is vocal as always. Lindsey Reed pops it up. Near right field, getting under it.
Lydia Rice gets
Couch,
contact on the ball again. Couch with a good play.
Great way to get under it for Couch. Now, a quick 2 outs for the Panthers, guys. Really a very good sign to see. They were not able to find any sort of momentum as the Eagles just kept getting hit after hit throughout this game. But a quick out here, and then maybe some momentum, and the batter's box standing can really kind of smooth things over a little bit.
Cameron King now up, number 20. He's had a heck of a game so far.
Yeah, King had the incredible diving catch earlier at center field, and then the absolute rocket over the left field fence for a fantastic home run, which is kind of what broke the game wide open here for the Eagles. And since then, the Panthers have not had a response for them.
They haven't had a response since the first inning.
King takes a look at that one. For quick 2-0 count now for King. King adding on to her phenomenal campaign. That's her second home run, donning the green and the gold. Just takes a look at that one for strike number 1. Donnie just trying to make the batters work here. Just feeling it out for every batter is different. You're going to really try to feel it out with these pitches. Of course, with King. Got a glimpse of her batter's box. As that one's low and inside. Hitters count now. Runners on second and first for Husson here. Another wallop for King could bring in some more runs and add on to what has been a fantastic game for the Eagles. Low and inside, and that'll load the bases for the Eagles. And as Tatiana Biambi steps back up to the plate once again.
2 outs, running on anything.
We said this lineup for the Eagles just super hard to try to pitch against. Biambi in total 22 RBIs here, donning the green and the gold and the white for Husson. Definitely who you don't want to see at the box with runners on. As the first pitch is low and away. If you're just joining us here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network, it's been all Husson since the opening inning. A home run from Cameron King really got things started in the bottom of the third. And since then, the Panthers have not had a response. Started out with Kate McGrath in the circle and switched over to Lauren Ladani since then. And for the Eagles, Sierra Yates has been on an absolute heater for the Eagles.
9-1 in hits. Eagles in favor, obviously, and it's just been that kind of day.
As that one's
great
blooped up,
play by the shortstop.
and a great play by Emily Bissett to halt the inning for the Eagles, leaving them scoreless. And a chance now for the Panthers to get some momentum back. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back for the top of the 6th. Top of the sixth, set to get underway. Anna Lang in that last inning, already 2 strikeouts on the game. Catches Bissett there with strike number 1. Swing and a miss. Lang continuing her fantastic pitching has Emily Bissett an 0-2 hole. Pitch winds in, just a little low and away. Ball number 1. It's been that kind of game for the Panthers. Have not really been able to find that much success in the batter's box. It was Kenzie Bissett with a hit earlier today.
Not even that much success. There's been no success. Only 1 hit throughout this entire game. They're just not playing well. Plain and simple.
It's a testament to how talented this Eagles team is. Just making batters work. And right on cue, the check swing by Emily Bissett results in a strikeout on a Lang. Checked into the game last inning and already has 3 strikeouts in this one.
And that's what she's known for, generating a ton of strikeouts. I mean, she's already over 45 on the season, pushing 50. One of the greatest pitchers in the circle in Eagles history.
And only in her sophomore year, and she's only going to get better from here on out as well. Just, again, part of that fantastic foundation that the Eagles have.
You can tell she just commands the zone so well. Hits her spots and gets in that rhythm like we talked about any pitcher can. She really has today.
As Couch is in a 1-1 hole here in the batter's box. Lang rifles it in just a bit high. Ball number 2. Panthers in their last game won a doubleheader against Rhode Island College in a 6-4 in 7-2. Jay Gurdon had a home run in the 5th inning. And Avery Couch up to bat now had a triple. So a lot of talent up and down this roster as that one's whammed away over the fence on the right-hand side. Yeah, up and down the roster, this Panthers team is super talented, but the Eagles have just done a phenomenal job of shutting them out on both sides of the field. Is that pitch outside? No, a full count after being down 0-2 for Avery Couch.
See if Lang attacks with the fastball or goes off speed. I'm guessing the fastball. It's been working. There it is.
Swing and a miss. And already her 4th strikeout of the game. Lang 2 batters up and 2 batters down so far as Mia Lee a chance to take a look at Lang.
Now Lang is 8 strikeouts away from a tie at 7th place all-time in Eagles history for most career strikeouts. She's at 222 already as a junior. Still has a full season after this one to try and climb up the record book.
Just a bit low. Ball number 1 for Mia Lee.
By the end of her tenure, she could easily be 4th all-time. I mean, it's going to be hard to try and catch Jen Jones, McKenna Smith, or Amanda Pomerleau, with all 3 of them over 500 career strikeouts, which is insane.
Just continuing to build her case against the legends of Husson University. As that one's inside for strike number 1. Pitch rifled in. Bit too low. Hitter's count now for Lee. Lang just working Lee in the batter's box here, just trying to figure out what works, trying to find the right spots. That one's low and away. Lee will get on base. And Gurdon, who we talked about, the home run in the 5th inning against Rhode Island College in their last outing. A chance to potentially put some wind back into the Panthers' sails here.
Exactly. I think this could be a huge confidence booster if we get a hit here.
Rivals it inside. Strike number 1. You know, Gurdon really wanted that hit, the way she swung that bat.
I mean, credit to Lang there. That was a tremendous rise ball there. Had a lot of speed on that one.
Delivers it inside. Gurdon cracks it away off the net. 0-2 count now, and a chance for, again, yet another shutout inning for the Eagles. Pitches inside, swing and a miss. And once again, on to Lang. Strikeout number 5 in this one. And it takes us to the bottom of the 6th, folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Here we are, bottom of the 6th. And Bula McKay will lead things off for the Eagles in what has been a one-sided affair through 6 innings so far. As that one's cracked near the third base line. Maybe we all stood up here. We thought that was going to go out of the park again for the second home run for the Eagles. But it's a bit too far left for McCabe.
That was hammered to deep left field, just hooked around left of the pole. Just missed a home run.
McCabe has had a lot of those throughout her tenure here at Husson. A lot of close calls, just like few feet to the right, few feet to the left. She would have had a lot more home runs.
The Eagles here just playing Beyblade right now, just letting these hits rip off the bat. Just going up the left-hand side as McCabe faces an 0-2 count.
I was more of a Bakugan guy.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
McCabe dribbles it up the third base line. Continues to stay in. Zen, you've never heard of Beyblade before?
Oh, that's what you guys were talking about. I kind of tuned you out a little bit when you said blade, so I was like, I'm more of a softball kind of guy right now. No, I'm kidding. No, I've heard of Beyblade.
As McCabe rips that one again.
Better call Portland Glass.
She's continuing.
What a great pull from Willie K over here. Portland Glass, I love it.
The phenomenal calling from Will Cavanaugh today. It's McCabe again. Rips it.
Someone go get those softballs.
Don't worry.
We have a spectator trying to track it down.
Exactly.
Left-hand side.
Let's see if McCabe can straighten one out here. That's 3. That would be home runs.
A great Samaritan over there getting the ball.
That's our boy Fred. Probably not his name, but that's his name for this broadcast.
Shout out Big Fred.
And she looks.
McCabe faces strike 3. And a quick out here for Ladani and the Panthers.
I mean, if we were playing foul ball home run derby, she would have just won.
Oh, yeah, easily. Sponsored by Portland Glass as well.
There's Julia Gregoire. Again, another chance to just continue this great stretch of plays for the Eagles inside the batter's box. Ladani rivals it in for strike number 1. Seems like Ladani's kind of found her touch here now, guys. She's just Had to warm up a little bit throughout these first few innings, but now it seems like she's slowly but surely finding the strike zone. She had a nice battle with McCabe with their last at bat. Now Gregoire. Just a bit low and away. A bit low and away. 1-1 count here for Gregoire. Eagles up 6-0 through 6 innings so far. Bloop in the third base line. Strike number 2. Gregoire 1 for 3 on the game. A nice hit earlier in this contest. Ladani just tries to get her out here. It would be a great out for the Panthers. That one's popped up near left center.
And drop.
Now, Bissett can't get under it.
I mean, it's been that kind of game for the Panthers, hasn't it?
Kenzie Bissett could not get underneath it, or she did get underneath it, but just could not hold on to the ball. And with Tori Exel up to bat now, just again, another dangerous power hitter for the Eagles. What could add on to what has been a phenomenal game batting for the Eagles and very frustrating for the Panthers.
A lot of mistakes out there in the outfield, whether it's reacting a little late or just dropping easy flyouts.
Exel cracks that one up past the third baseman and shortstop. That'll advance Gregoire to second.
Great piece of hitting there for the base hit between the third baseman and shortstop. Hard hit, ground ball.
The right fielder, number 16, Kiara McLeod.
Just get a timeout. For Coach Roberts going to talk it over with the umpire.
Great music here, Choice. A couple great songs played.
Yeah, our brilliant sports information team just knows how to bring the vibes to every single sporting contest here.
Ali Cassavant from Cumberland, Rhode Island will be running for Julia Gregoire at second base. Freshman.
As a little MC Hammer will take us from the timeout to Kiara McLeod in the batter's box. Runners on first and second for the Eagles. McLeod a chance to bring them all in. It's a foul in the foul ball. Blooped to the third base line. See a lot of those for the Eagles. Just a lot of balls being driven out off that third base line. Really making Ladani work for everything. Has been good up, ready to run it in a moment's notice. Pitches outside. 0-2 count now for McLeod.
Hit the corner on that one. Strike 2. In the MLB, you might have got to wave up to see if there was really a strike or not.
I mean, beautiful placement nonetheless by Ladani. Puts McLeod in the hole here. High and away for ball number 1. One and 2 for McLeod. Trying to add to the Eagles' score tally here. As that one's cracked up nicely. Bissett tries to get her at first. And she's safe.
Another infield hit. That's the second of the game for the Eagles.
And not much you could do there for Bissett over there. I mean, that was just a slow roller. No matter how much speed you got.
And Bissett, a great effort to rifle it over.
Yeah.
But now the speed of McLeod getting to first base. And Lindsey Reed here, a chance to make another phenomenal play with McLeod, Exel, and Gregoire. It's going to be Cassavant all on base. Reed with one of the now 5 Husson home runs in this game or over this season. Bissett picks that one up. Exel avoided the tag. And they got it at first. Man, great reaction play from Exel.
A 6-6-1 double play. Great play there by Brissett.
Yeah,
Brissett, sorry.
Great play.
And with that, it'll take us to the top of the 7th now. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. Top of the 7th and potential final inning here at O'Keefe Field in game number 1 of our doubleheader. As it'll be Kennedy Michoud facing off with Lang. Once again, Michoud 0 for 2 now in this game. What has been a very frustrating contest for the Panthers. Not been able to find any sort of momentum in the batter's box, guys. Lang's continuing try to find her placement here. Michoud now in a 3-0 hole.
Just out that time. That was a good spot, though. Just on the outside corner. That one we didn't get, but see if she attacks the fastball here.
As that one's ripped right in for strike number 1. Hitter's count now for Michoud. That one's cracked over to center field. King trying to get under it, and she does.
I mean, is that prime Jackie Bradley Jr. out there? There is not a ball on the ground out in center field.
I think it's prime Cameron King out there.
Cameron King just continuing to add on to her great campaign. Just the diving catch earlier in the game. The crack shot of a home run with a deep drive to left field. And again, getting under that catch there.
Just a great play. King has had a heck of a ball game on both sides of the ball.
Anna Lang looking to end this first game for the Eagles. Rips it in for strike number 1. Now Kiara Larson faces a 1-1 count here. Pitch is low for ball number 2. Langs is entering the game already 5 strikeouts on the game, 0 hits as well. It's a testament to her character at Husson. As that one's blooped down, and it will get down. Great hit by Larson.
Second hit of the game for the Plymouth. And, I mean, let's see if we can get them going a little bit.
Splits it right between McLeod and Cam King in right center.
That's the Panthers' first hit since the 3rd inning. They are just being out-dueled by the Eagles pitching here in this matchup.
As Agbe watches that pitch go for strike number 1. Lang rifles it in. Agbe takes the swing at it. Nothing happening for strike number 2. Bit too high above the batter's box. 1-2 now for Marin Agbe. Excuse me. Little mispronunciations there happen from time to time. As Agbe is swinging to miss.
Ring her up.
That's now two outs now for the Eagles. A chance to end the game. As Montalongo tries to extend it for the Panthers. Pitch delivered in just a bit too high for ball number 1. Senior out of South Paris, Maine. Into this one, a very solid year so far, batting a .380 with 1 double, 3 RBIs. Low and inside for ball number 2. Montelongo will be a very interesting to see what she can do here. Going to just kind of bring the top of the order back up for the Panthers. She faces a 3-0 hole. All is high and away, so that'll be 4 straight balls for Lang. Puts Montelongo on first base. It'll be Kenzie Bissett. Now back to the top of the order for the Panthers. And a chance here to bring in some runs.
See if they can find anything with 2 outs.
Ripped right in for strike number 1. And now 2 more to end this first ball game. Bissett takes a rip at it. Nothing happening there. 0-2. Runners on first and second for the Panthers. Lang delivers it. It's cracked by Bissett. Over the net. Then to the spectators. Stays alive with the 0-2 count.
Happy lookout.
Where's Fred at? Fred, get the ball.
And swing and a miss. And that'll do it for game number 1. On to Lang delivers with 6 strikeouts. And the Eagles come away with a big 6-0 win against the Panthers in game number 1. Guys, just an absolute clinic from the Eagles hitting all around in this game.
I mean,
more credit to the pitching. I mean, only allowing 2 hits, collecting over 10 strikeouts as a team. I mean, come on.
just a great performance on both sides. I think the Eagles really were confident in their abilities at the plate and on the mound, but also just overall, I think they did a great job with the consistency. Both pitchers, Yates and Lang, just absolutely outstanding today.
We'll be right back in about 20 minutes for game number 2 starting at 5 p.m. Will the Eagles replicate their success, or will there be a little bit of or will there be a bit of a bounce back from the Panthers? Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Back in action here at O'Keefe Field. We are set for game number 2 of a doubleheader D3 softball action between the Husson University Eagles and the Plymouth State Panthers. I'm Sam Miller joined alongside Xander Cook. As we're set to get underway, Scott Johnson in the circle for the Eagles. And leading off for the Panthers is Kenzie Bissett. Xander, that last game we saw from the Eagles, it might have been one of their cleanest games they played all season long.
Oh, for sure. And it's against a great team in the Panthers. I mean, they were 16-7 coming into this matchup, batting over 320 as a team. And they could only muster 2 hits against the Eagles in the first game. So if they want to get anything going, now is the time for them to really attack Sky Johnson in the circle, get things swinging in their momentum.
It was a pitching clinic as well for the Eagles. Sierra Yates and Anna Lang combining for 10 strikeouts in game number 1 between these two teams. And now, of course, you've got Scott Johnson, who has absolutely been on a heater this year as he catches Bissett swinging for an easy out.
One thing I'd like to mention, Sam, is I miss Will Kavanaugh already. No 3-man booth for game number 2, folks.
Yeah, our good friend and colleague Will Kavanaugh not joining us here in the third game. Shout out, Will. So much love and respect for you and your talents as a broadcaster.
Miss you, buddy.
And on the golf green as well, as this will be Emily Estes check into the batter's box, seeing her first action in this game. Has only played 4 games. The freshman from York, Maine, facing off with an experienced Scott Johnson in the circle as he faces a 1-1 count here. Johnson, an All-American third team in 2024 and NESCAC first team in 2024 as well. Is so good at reading the batter's box and just reading batters as it is as she gets Estes swinging in a 1-2 count. In 4 games, Estes with a .333 batting average and a .333 slug percentage as well.
Goes down swinging and missing. Sky Johnson, already 2 straight strikeouts, Sam.
Just adding on to her phenomenal campaign. Now, as a team this year, the Husson has 131 strikeouts on the year. As we mentioned, the 10 from Lang and Yates combined, and now the 2 from Scott Johnson. Just continuing to add on to her phenomenal campaign. That puts her at 332 strikeouts while donning the green and the white here for Husson as she faces off with Mia Lee with a 0-1 count. Pitch is low and away. Ball number 1. It was just overall dominance from the Eagles in that first matchup. And a lot of it had to do not only just with the hitting, but the fielding was superb as well. As the ball's rifled in for strike number 2. 1-2 hole now for Lee.
Yeah, I mean, the fielding or the outfield was phenomenal, especially Cameron King out there made a diving play and then able to track a second ball down with tremendous speed. And then the infield didn't let anything go by them when it was on the ground, didn't make any errors, just flawless victory for these Eagles.
You won't see very many cleaner victories than what we saw earlier today. We'll see if the Eagles can piggyback off that success or if the Panthers can kind of strike first and make things a little more interesting as Lee faces a 3-2 count against Johnson. Lee was 0 for 2 in that first game. Did not have a lot of success. We'll see if she can make something happen here against Johnson. She cracks that one right at the second base line. She'll turn tail for first. And Xander, already a much better start for the Panthers to get things going here.
Oh, yeah. I mean, last game they didn't have their first hit until the 3rd inning and then got their second hit in, I believe, the 7th. So to start things off with a hit, I mean, there's 2 outs, but to start things off with hit, your 3rd batter in, already way better than game 1.
Some position changes as well for the Eagles. Cameron King will be playing shortstop, and it'll be Lindsey Reed in center field. And that hit by Lee just perfectly placed past King and Valinsky. Get yourself on base. Try to keep things alive. And a beautiful strike up the middle for Larson. Leads to a 1-1 count. Kira Larson in this 2025 campaign she gets the strike right there. 270 batting average, 34% slug percentage, and 34% on base percentage as well. Very solid player, and will be one of the building blocks to this Panthers team going forward. Only in her sophomore campaign, swing and a miss. Sky Johnson is able to get 3 batters out. That'll bring us to the bottom of the first, folks. Don't go anywhere. Eagles are up when we come back. Back in action for the bottom of the first, Cameron King stepping up to the plate to lead off once again. This time facing off against Mackenzie Griswold, the freshman from Bath, New Hampshire. Is 2-0 in 13 innings pitched. So a very different look here for the Panthers. See what she can bring to the Panthers, who really did struggle pitching in particular in that last game, as Lauren Ladani and Kay McGrath, while some moderate success throughout the game, just continued to let the runs pile on as the batting of the Eagles proved too strenuous. And a big reason for that, Xander, was that bomb of a home run to left field by the leadoff hitter, Cameron King.
Yeah, Cameron King had a tremendous game just an hour ago. I mean, she had a double, a home run, and then her play in the outfield was exceptional to add on to it. And for the Panthers, they're going to have to heavily rely on Griswold here in this matchup. She's in her 2 games played. Opponents are only batting 111 against her, so we'll see how these Eagles fare here.
Ball low and inside, which leaves King with a 3-1 count here to get things started for the Eagles in this bottom of the first. It was in the 3rd inning where King demolished the ball over the left field fence and really broke the ice for the Eagles. She takes a swing at that one with a miss. Now a full count for King. A chance for Griswold to get an early out here for the Panthers. And that's the one thing you want to do, Xander. If you're the Panthers, really just you got to go 1 through 3 as close as you can. Not let the Eagles get any sort of momentum. As King blows it under the third base line. That's going to be fair. Drops down, started about turning the corner. And great placement once again. Hauled in by Emily Estes. But Cameron King continuing with her stellar play.
2 hits last game. Already a leadoff single this game. Have yourself a day, Cameron.
Tatiana Biambi now back into the batter's box. Had herself a pretty solid game as well. Did only go 1 for 3, but still a very dangerous player to have in the box regardless. She put the bunt down. King takes off for second, and she gets there with a beautiful slide.
And that's a late reaction time there from Larson. And just exceptional speed from King.
Just while feeling things out, just to get a feel for each of these batters here. Tries to go at Biambi. Thought about the bunt. Pulled back last minute. The second time, leads to the second ball. Biambi this year has just been very stellar with bringing batters home. 5 RBIs on the season. Just such a threat in the batter's box. Takes up a lot of space. as Griswold catches her looking there for strike number 1. Getting geared up, ready to take off, and in a moment's notice, whenever contact is made with the ball, Griswold lines it in. Biombi with a crack to left field, into the glove of Estes. King turns to the corner, she's going to get home. Biombi's held up at first base. And right there, Xander, the Eagles off to a riveting start.
Yeah, and we mentioned before, Biombi is very consistent in driving runners home. That's 6 RBIs now this season, and that's back-to-back games for these Eagles where they got off to a quick start.
Willow McCabe now into the batter's box. A player synonymous with power hitting is McCabe. Can light it up as that one goes back towards left field. Is this trying to track it down? And that one's out of here! Bula McCabe with a phenomenal whack over the left field fence and puts the Eagles up 3-0 early in this game.
And that's just what she does best. Possessing the power ability as a 3 slot in this lineup. That's what you expect from her, to nail those out of the park. And she showcases it there. It's now 3-0 Eagles early on.
The timing was perfect for Bula McCabe with the crack shot. The crack shot over the left field fence. And the Eagles continuing to roll, scoring 3 quick early runs in the first inning.
And that's now Bula's 2nd home run this season, 2nd for her career. Amazing.
That's now 6 in total for the Eagles in their 2025 campaign. Of course, 1 from King in the first game. As Exel steps up to the plate, faces a 1-0 count. So many dangerous weapons up and down the roster, Xander. Coach Rick Roberts has done a phenomenal job of putting this team together. As Exel,
Another?
That one up. It says under it, and back-to-back home runs for the Eagles. Tori Exel.
Unreal.
Says that one to Kunduskig Avenue, over the river, through the woods, and right into oncoming traffic.
Unbelievable. And
unreal.
We talk about Bula with the power. Tori Exel is another player on this roster that has that deep ball ability to put it over the fence, and she shows it there. And it's now 4-0 Eagles on 4 hits. Incredible. Wow.
Absolutely insane for the Eagles to start out.
And this is just a day the Panthers would like to forget.
Now up to bat is Emily Dunbar for the Eagles. Saw a little bit of action in that first game. A junior out of Canton, Maine. Batting only a 167 this year. But a total slug percentage of 333. As head coach Bernier for the Panthers going to talk it over with Griswold and the rest of his squad. And it was later in the game, Xander, we saw the Eagles kind of gain some momentum, and that it was near that bottom of the third inning. King's home run, and then the hits just started piling in. Now it's right off rip. The Eagles just piling it on early.
Exactly. I mean, game 1, they scored 2 runs in the first, and then a couple innings later they had that 3 spot. And then this game already putting up 4 runs in the first. It's just incredible to witness. It's just great situational hitting. Great showcasing of power. They're seeing the ball incredibly well, swinging at the pitches they want to swing at.
Plymouth State, coming into this contest, we're 16-7 and 4-2 in the Little Eastern Conference. In that first game, overwhelmed by the intensity of the Eagles in the batter's box. And in this game, it seems like a continuous theme throughout. But of course, still a lot of ball game left to play. So see if the Panthers can respond. As Dunbar steps back into the plate.
Mind you, there's not even a single out yet. Crazy.
Low and away for ball number 1. Seems like Griswold really seems to favor kind of putting the ball a little bit lower than usual in the batter's box.
Well, I mean, on those back-to-back homers, she put it right over the middle. Going to have to put it low now.
Once again, far inside. Now 3 straight balls for Griswold. Dunbar, the patient count here. McLeod on deck. We'll see if Dunbar can get something going here. Ball's low and away, outside. And then lead to a Dunbar walk, and McLeod now stepping up to the plate. McLeod had a couple nice plays in that first game, putting a hit near right center. Griswold will deliver the pitch right inside. Down to the knees of McLeod for ball number 1.
And right now, Griswold has no control over her pitches so far. A lot of these are low and away, just not seeing the zone well.
And as you mentioned, Xander, I mean, giving up 2 home runs early on in the game, especially as early as the first inning, that can definitely dampen your attitude a little bit. So obviously, Griswold trying to pitch a little bit more cautious now, seeing the Eagles' firepower in the batter's box. As a result, it was a walk as McLeod whacks that one away. Lee trying to get under it again. Nothing happening there. Good hustle nonetheless from Lee. It'll be a 2-1 count now for McLeod. Lee in that first game had a chance to catch an out for a foul ball, but just mishandled the ball. It just popped in and out of her glove. Those plays are super frustrating as a player. Nonetheless, a player like Mia Lee can bounce back from it. As that one just ripped right down the middle. Griswold has her at a 2-2 count. And McLeod herself coming into this one batting .340 with 1 triple, 1 double, and 8 RBIs as well. Just extremely great year. As that one's rocketed over the first to Lee and gets McLeod at first for the first out of this bottom inning. Good play by Eva Zuber at third base to cut off McLeod at first base.
Hopefully, since the Panthers finally got that out number 1, can calm Griswold down just a little bit.
Morgan Curtis now, who we saw briefly near the end of that first game, getting a chance in the batter's box here. Batting a 167 with a double and 2 RBIs. Batting .283 for her career here at Husson, the junior from New Gloucester, Maine. With Dunbar on second, let's see if she can bring something here. See if a timeout from the umpire. Curtis a chance to drive in and run with an RBI here. That one's cracked over to first base. Lee gets under it. Makes a fantastic play to get Curtis out. Good hustle from Mia Lee.
And Lee almost dropped that one, too. Hit her in the glove. Luckily, she was able to catch it with her right arm.
Already on to batter number 8 for the Eagles. Lexi Walensky stepping up to the plate. Had a great catch for an out earlier in that first game as well. First pitch low and away. Ball number 1. Walensky, we talked about in that first game, the junior at Berwick, Maine, having a little bit of a down year since last year, but still a very capable player in her own right. Batting a .227 with 2 doubles, a triple, 6 RBIs on the year. Can really shake things up when she connects the ball. As the count stays 2-0. Griswold rockets in the pitch. That one floated up the third base line. Trying to come down with it. A swarm of Panthers try to get under it. The ball drops down for a foul. Zuber, Estes, and even Trogler at third base or at shortstop tried to track it down. Nothing happening there as we got a 2-1 count. 2 outs now. Eagles holding a 4-0 lead in this bottom of the first due to 2 bombs of hits by Tori Exel and Bula McCabe. Walensky now faces the 3-1 hitters count. Rifled in for ball number 4, just inside. Runners on first and second now for the Eagles as Lindsey Reed steps up to the plate. Lindsey Reed, the sophomore out of Carmel, Maine, a utility player who's also NACL Conference second team playing soccer here at Husson. Just a phenomenal athlete all around. As that ball is low. A little inside for ball number 1. The Eagles really making Griswold work here. He's already has allowed 4 hits in this game.
And 4 runs, still can't get out of the first inning either.
Reed thought about it. Ball goes strike 1. Dunbar and Valinsky on first and second base. Valinsky with a potential opportunity for her 7th RBI on the year, her 16th in her career here at Husson. She thought about it. Dunbar's going to get down. She scoots over to third base, and Valinsky advances to second. The mishandle from Larson allows the Eagles to move some runners forward.
And that's big for Lindsey Reed now with 2 runners in scoring position. Could put the Eagles up 6-0. There it is.
Cracks that one over to left field. Into the glove of Estes. Valinsky turns the corner. She's going to get down. Nope, she'll stay right up. And once again, the Eagles pouring it on and matching the victory score of the last game, Xander. Already 6 runs in the first.
This is just crazy to witness. 6 runs in the first inning. Like you said, matching the score of the previous game in 1 inning. Holy.
And just like that, we are back to the top of the batting order. Cameron King leading it off once again. Rifled inside. Beautiful placement from Griswold for strike number 1. Griswold has been a bit more cautious since letting up a few runs in this game as King cracks that one away. Looped up over the net. Strike number 2. With Reed on first, King a chance to potentially match her home run hitting here in that first contest. See what happens here. She's looking for contact, Xander. She's not hesitated to swing on those last 3 pitches.
No, she is not.
Count stays 0-2. Griswold trying to get the Panthers with what has been a pretty frustrating inning to start things off. Here comes the pitch. Blue up to Lee. She'll get under it, and she makes the play. And after a 6-run inning for the Eagles, the Panthers with a chance to strike back in the top of the second, folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Top of the second set to get underway after the Eagles with another fantastic hitting inning. The 6-0 lead coming out of the first. Scott Johnson ready to battle Kennedy Michoud in the batter's box. Through 5 batters so far, Johnson already has 3 strikeouts on the game. And she delivers that one outside for strike number 1. It's once again been, so far to start out, the Eagles have just taken full control of the game. Both fielding, fielding, pitching, and more. Zielinski tries to get under it, rivals it over to Exel, and Michoud will stay safe at first. And Xander, that's a pretty good sign for the Panthers, who in these last couple innings between these both games have struggled to hit the ball.
Yeah, and Husson had the chance to swing that over to first, but Michaud showing off the speed, looking like Sonic there on the first baseline.
Got to go fast if you're the Panthers in this game in particular, as Eva Zuber steps into the batter's box. Johnson rifles it in for strike number 1.
Even though they're down 6-0, we got to look at the positives here. They've already matched the amount of hits they had in game 1. And we're in the second inning, so there's some positives here.
Ball's blooped up over the stands for strike number 2. Yeah, in my last broadcast, I did for Husson Softball, I had a nice talk with Jacob Ouellette. Shout out, phenomenal broadcaster. We talked about how, especially in today's day and age, no leads are safe anymore for sports. The game has developed so much to where unless you win by at least 20, nothing is guaranteed in any sport. Particularly goes for softball and baseball as well. Anything can happen at the drop of a pen. The Panthers have been rather down on their luck in coming into these last 2 games. See if they can turn things around here. Swing and a miss. Sky Johnson gets her out for out number 2.
But yeah, going back to that.
Out number 1 for the Eagles.
Going back to that, no lead is safe. It happens in all sports. No lead is safe. I mean, we see it in NFL. The 28-3 Super Bowl. NBA, we see our Celtics blowing 20-point leads all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then baseball, we see 5-run leads turning into a 2-run deficit. Softball, same thing happens. So that's what makes sports so exciting. You never know what's going to happen.
Doubleheaders in particular is especially prominent because you've already gotten to feel out what the teams are structured like. What players' strengths and weaknesses are, especially those who are pitching. Of course, the Panthers have not seen Sky Johnson yet, so of course they're trying to figure her out. Misha getting on base, looks like she did momentarily. As that one's cracked up by Gurdon up the third base line. Great play by Biyama to get it in quickly. And Xander already slowly but surely the Panthers getting a little bit of mojo here in this top of the second.
Yeah, they need it too. Good hitting so far in the top second, and that last one just under the arms of Dunbar. Obviously tough to get in front of that ball, but it happens.
It sure does. As now it's Ashley Trogler, the shortstop out of Rochester, New Hampshire, seeing her first action in the batter's box. As there's 2 quick strikes for Johnson. Already has 4 strikeouts of this game. At least Trogler in an 0-2 hole, and Trogler coming into this one only batting only a 1-11 this season. And Johnson catches her swinging, and already Xander 5 strikeouts for Scott Johnson.
Incredible, dicing him up.
The second baseman, number 1, Ariana Gray.
Now Ariana Cray from Merrimack, New Hampshire, steps up to the batter's box. Second baseman over her career has batted a 179 with 12 hits and 6 RBIs. Johnson rifles it in. Good for strike number 1. 1-1 count now. Runners on first and second for the Panthers. Delivered outside, just short for ball number 2.
And Johnson, her whole career, has been known to just knock him down, every single batter. She's 41-8 record in her career. That's insane.
Catches Cray swinging for a 2-2 count and a chance to keep the lead and keep the game scoreless for the Eagles.
Yeah, 30 complete games, sub 1.5 ERA is crazy for her career.
Definitely a go-to player as Cray bloops it right to Exel and an easy out at first base. And the Eagles keep things scoreless in the top of the second, folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back for the bottom. Here we are, bottom of the second. Eagles still hanging on to a 6-0 lead. As Tatiana Biambi sees the batter's box for the second time. Just a bit too high for ball number 1 for Griswold. Out of 9 Eagles batters, 5 were able to get on base with some wallops, 4 hits. So far, just continuing to carry over their momentum for that first game. Biambi lets that one go.
Yeah, these Eagles are playing with a lot of swagger right now.
Of course, the home runs by the combined efforts of Exel and McCabe definitely just keeps the vibes high. When your whole team is playing so well, as Biambi gets strike number 1. When your team is playing so well all around the field, it's pretty hard not to stay pretty ecstatic about that kind of performance.
Exactly. I mean, everything is clicking on all cylinders. The batting is there, the pitching is there, the fielding is there. It's tough to stop a team like that.
Biambi cracks that one up the right field line towards the fence. It'll be a 2-2 count. And all this talent for the Eagles is all due to the credit of head coach Rick Roberts. His second season as head coach, he led the Eagles to 20th in the national rankings in their last game against Colby College. It was a 2-0 sweep. Eagles winning 5-1 and 3-0. In 2024, very phenomenal showing, 37-6, 12-0 in conference play. Bielmy cracks that one up to left field towards the center. Estes trying to get to it. It'll fall right down. There's been a little miscommunication. She turns the corner trying to get to third. She goes down and she is safe. The speed of Biambi with a roar to the dugout. And the Eagles just continuing to fire on all cylinders.
Yeah, that was incredible. Biambi realized there's a little miscommunication in the outfield. And if that's the case, hey, I'm going 3, she says. That's exactly what happened. Already a single and a triple and an RBI. Incredible.
It was Bissett and Estes. A little miscommunication about who to get the ball to or who's going to get the ball. And Biambi took advantage of that. And McCabe keeps the ball fair. No hesitation, just brought it in. Biambi scores. And McCabe, again, just continuing to showcase her worth for this Eagles team. An RBI to put the lead up now to 7 for the Eagles.
And that was just over the hand of Zuber there over at third. She was just 2 or 3 inches taller. She would have caught that.
Just a bit too high. Results in another McCabe hit. And here's Tori Exel now, who, along with McCabe, as we talked about, just cranked a home run over the left field fence. As McCabe puts that one low for strike number 1. See how Griswold tries to favor going a little bit lower. You see she's being a bit more cautious after letting up 6 runs in that first inning. Just trying to play a bit smarter. Exel thought about it, held back for ball number 1. McCabe on first. Already 7 hits for the Eagles in this game. Griswold not a strikeout yet. Pitch is rifled in. Puts Exel in the 1-2 hole. This is the body language of the Panthers, just ready for anything coming their way. Just trying to stay poised and put together. Pitch is high and away for Exel. 2-2 count. Exel patiently awaiting the pitch from Griswold. That one chipped over the Plymouth State dugout, and Exel stays alive in this batting order. McCabe stays on first. Now, McCabe now 2 for 2 on the game, as is Tatiana Biambi. Exel trying to match that as well. Just joining us, it's been a 7-0 lead in all Eagles in this game as Exel puts it right up the second base line. McCabe turns to the corner looking for third. Coach tells her to get down, and she is safe. Tori Exel once again coming in clutch for these Eagles, putting it with perfect placement past second base and advancing McCabe to third.
That was just a well-placed hit right up the middle. No one there to cover. Now you got 2 runners in scoring position for Dunbar.
Runner on third, runner on second, and 0 outs for the Eagles. Dunbar looking for his second chance in the batter's box here. That one's popped up high. Lee trying to track it down, and she gets underneath it, calls away her teammates, and a quick out for the Panthers. Good communication from Lee. Just kind of call it out that she said and saying that she got the ball, turning away Griswold and Larson.
Back-to-back innings where it took a while for Plymouth State to get their first out.
Coach Roberts talking it over. With now the new batting, Taylor Watterson taking a crack in the batter's box now.
Watterson only 13 appearances this season. She also has an RBI, but only batting 154 on the year. This is a great chance for her to showcase her talent. 2 runners in scoring position. Husson is already up 7-0 on 8 hits.
The junior from New Boston, New Hampshire, with a career average of .303. 2 doubles, 1 home run, and 7 RBIs as well. As Xander mentioned, a player that is pretty scary that you don't want to face in the batter's box, and with a chance here to bring some runners in. She faces the 0-2 hole off the crack shot over the fence. You see some spectators just going out of their way to collect some of these balls and receive them back. You love to see the softball game, just people just, leaving their seats to go fetch some balls. Watterson bloops that one up towards center field. Getting under it is Bissett. McCabe tags up. She's going to stay up, and again, another run scores for the Eagles. And the sac fly from Watterson puts the lead up to 8 now for Husson.
Catcher number 23, Morgan Curtis.
You'd think after game 1, wow, 6 runs. Putting on a show batting-wise, you'd think that after game 1, it's like, okay, game 2, they'll probably slow down a little bit. Game 1 already had a lot. But no, now it's 8-0, and we're only in the second inning.
The Eagles had their foot on the gas in that first game, but in this second one, they just put a concrete block on the gas pedal and just have not let up.
Exactly, concrete block on the pedal. I like it.
it's just been full speed ahead for the Eagles as Morgan Curtis steps into the box. A beautiful pitch from Griswold puts Curtis at 1-1. Exel on second. Depending on the placement of the ball, a chance to score here, an RBI chance for Curtis. Pitch from Griswold. High and outside for ball number 2. And we talked about how the Eagles could potentially, be slowed down a little bit coming to this first game, but no, as well, the Eagles dugout as well, continuing to be ever so vocal and ever so present in this game. As Curtis is beamed on the play by Griswold, and she'll advance to first. And that just kind of sums up the afternoon that the Panthers have been having, Xander.
Yeah, it's just been a lot of miscues. Whether it's the infield, the outfield, the pitching, nothing is going their way. And then out comes Lexi Valinsky, the junior transfer out of St. Joseph's. She's only going to be here for a year because she is a pharmacy student, and the pharmacy program is shutting down after this year.
As that one's blooped over to second base, an easy out for the Panthers. And that takes us out of the second inning with the Eagles tagging on 2 more runs to increase their lead to 8. Don't go anywhere, folks. We will be right back for inning number 3. Top of the third inning here, Eagles have a 8-0 lead. The Panthers are at the top of their order, trying to prowl their way back into this game as Kenzie Bissett steps back into the batter's box. As we have a position change for the Eagles now. Replacing Kiara McLeod in right field will be Taylor Watterson, who had the at-bat in that bottom of the second, who had the sac fly to bring in Willa McCabe to extend their lead. As Johnson, just an absolute beauty of a pitch, catches Bissett swinging.
And what a demoralizing performance here, these 2 games.
As Johnson with an easy flip over to Exel at first base. Sorry to cut you off, Xander.
No, you're good. As I was saying, it's just demoralizing. I mean, you lose 6-0, and now you're down 8-0. Top third inning in these 2 games, being outscored 15-0. It's just a tough break, or outscored 14-0, sorry. That's why I'm in the sports journalism program.
Yeah, math is not our thing here at NESCOM.
No, it is not. Anyways, back to what I was saying. It's just tough for any team, especially since the Panthers were 16-7 heading into this series, and judging by the things they are now, it could be 16-9. It's just, you don't expect that for a team with that win-loss record.
Estes cracks it over to Exel, and an easy out once again for the Eagles. And already 2 batters, 2 outs for Sky Johnson and this Eagles squad. And Johnson already 5 strikeouts on the game in this one. And to your credit, Xander, yeah, the Panthers 16-7 coming into this game, 4-2 in the Little Eastern Conference, and their next matchup, they're gonna go play doubleheader against UMass Boston, who was 21-2 this season. Just absolutely elite competition that the Panthers have had to play over the last stretch of games.
Yeah, I mean, dropping these 2 games by this margin is horrible for them. And then going into UMass Boston with a 21-2 record. A lot of questions are going to be rising up in that bus ride home.
And the Eagles' next contest will be a doubleheader versus Thomas College, who is 9-12 on the year. Should be a very interesting matchup with a conference rival, as that one is swooped in for strike number 2.
You can catch me and Jake Boulette on the call tomorrow for that matchup.
That's going to be a very fun call. For those of you who watch the Husson Eagles Sports Network, does not get any better than Xander Cook and Jacob Boulette calling a game together. As that one's high and away.
Him and I called volleyball earlier this year. Electric. Loved it. First time doing any sort of commentary with Boulette, and he made it so much fun.
Former D3 baseball player as well, knows the game like the back of his hand. Which makes broadcasting with him, baseball in particular, just so much fun and so much easier as well. As Mia Lee is in a 2-2 hole against Scott Johnson here. No runners on, 2 outs. Excuse me, that was ball 3. It'll take her right into first base.
The catcher, number 14, Kira Larson.
Now Kira Larson steps up to the plate. Now runner on first. We've seen this a lot from the Panthers. They seem to get runners on early on. Like it seems like early on in their innings. At this point, they have one on with 2 outs. They put runners on the base, but just have not been able to capitalize on it.
No, in last inning we saw that they had runners on first and second, and that was a critical time for them to put in a runner or 2. Just couldn't make it happen.
1-0 count now for Kira Larson. The catcher from Glenwood Springs just takes a look at that one. Watches it go in for a strike. Strike number 2 now for Larson. The one thing about not only the speed and the type of pitches that Johnson throws, but her placement of the ball is just so pure every single time.
It is. She's collected over 330 career strikeouts, and it's no brainer why.
As that one's smacked away by Larson. She stays in the count behind 1-2 now. Lee on first base. Larson a chance to keep this inning alive. Pitch by Johnson, a bit too high. 2-2.
Yeah, Sky Johnson in her last outing against Colby, 4 strikeouts, 6 hits, a run that wasn't earned, and a walk.
Cracked right over to Dunbar. Exel scooped it up, nearly lost it. Bobbled a little bit, but got the runner on first. And just like that, another scoreless inning for the Panthers, and the Eagles a chance to extend their lead even more. Bottom of the third coming up next. Bottom of the third, set to get underway. The Eagles holding on to an 8-0 lead against the Panthers. Plymouth State, if you're just joining us, I'm Sam Miller with alongside Xander Cook for a second game in a doubleheader D3 softball action. Lindsey Reed stepping up to the plate now. Then we'll have top of the order once again. If you're just joining us, it's been all Eagles since the very first game at 3 o'clock, coming away with a dominant 6-0 victory, and now running away with this game in very good fashion here. First pitch from Griswold to start the bottom of the third is high and away against Lindsey Reed.
Yeah, you look up the word dominance in the Webster Dictionary, the Husson Eagles are going to pop up. That's how you describe these two games.
It just seemed like from the opening pitch in that first game, the Eagles were locked in, and they have been soaring since the very beginning. Already 3 home runs across these 2 games from Cameron King, Torrey Exel, and Bula McCabe. As that one's inside for ball number 3. And Reed with a patient count here in the batter's box. Any chance to get on base here? Check the swing. Great pitch from Griswold for strike number 1. And with Cameron King coming up next, there's another chance to put the ball up to those evergreen trees in all around the fences there. This Reed bloops that one over to left field. That's going to drop down and stay in bounds. She'll turn the corner to second, and she'll be safe. And Lindsey Reed turning on the Jets and securing a great hit for a double.
Great hit, even better base running from Reed. Got the slide down in time. Now she's on second in scoring position. That sets up King nicely.
Splotched that ball down like a beautiful painting done by the one and only Bob Ross. No mistakes, just happy accidents. Just beautifully blending color there for Lindsey Reed as Cameron King back up into the batter's box. Faces the 0-1 count here. That one's tapped up near second base. Trying to get under it. A little miscommunication again by the Panthers. Reed goes for third, and she's safe, which allows King to get to second. Once again, the miscommunication by the Panthers being costly in this one.
And that's something we've been consistently seeing in these 2 games. A lot of inconsistency in the outfield. It's amazing how they're consistently inconsistent these 2 games.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
That's what we've been seeing over the stretch of these 2 games. It was the miscommunication from Cray as Biambi floats that one up near center field. Getting under his Bissett. She gets under it, creates the out for the Panthers, and Reed tags up and goes home. It'll be 9-0 now for the Eagles. Off the sac fly from Biambi.
Game 1, it was Cameron King. This game, it's Tatiana Biambi. And that's the cool thing about these Eagles is that they are loaded from the 1 to 9 with talent.
Up and down the roster, you roll a dice and you let it land on a player, and chances are that player can make an impact on any single team in the North Atlantic Conference.
Oh, yeah.
You get a pickle situation for Cameron King. Safely back to third. Thought about stealing home. And a risky play there from Cameron King. You know, being up by 9-0, why not take some risk at this point?
Exactly.
And it's back to that play from King. It was a miscommunication from Reed and Gurdon in second and right field. Just couldn't decide who was going to get under it. Gurdon eventually went for it, and as a result, it led to Reed getting home. That one walloped into the stands. You got a 1-1 count now for McCabe. King still on on third. 1-1 count, one out here from McCabe. That one cracked up into the air. Larson couldn't get under it. McCabe will be first.
No way.
She'll be safe at first.
Another error.
Man, it looks like that one could have been easy to get under. It was Larson at first base, who switched over with Lee. Just could not get under it.
No, it looked like she lost it midair.
Potentially got the sun in her eyes on that play. Nonetheless, it results in McCabe getting into first base. And now Exel with one out. Runners on first and third. A chance to extend this lead to double digits for the first time this afternoon. Exel cracks that one up.
And there's double digits.
It might be back, going back, and it's gone! Tori Exel with the Oppo Taco and extends this lead to double digits for the Eagles.
Exel leaving an impression. Call her Claude Monet.
You can call her Pablo Picasso at this point. That ball was an abstract expressionist. It was an extremely nice play by Exel, and now a 12-0 hole for the Panthers. And once again, the Eagles just continuing their dominance in the batter's box.
This is crazy. I mean, 18 runs to a big old goose egg these two games. Yikes. These Eagles bats are tremendous. 12 runs on 11 hits. Exel, 2 home runs this game.
I like how you called that too. You're like, yep, there it goes. That's double digits right there.
You could just tell.
As we got Michael Jackson playing in the background. Rock with you, rest in peace. Emily Dunbar steps back up into the batter's box. Just inside for ball number 1.
And these fans are rocking with Husson.
We see a lot of green out there for supporting their team here.
You know, 12-0, I wouldn't be surprised if they just start moonwalking down the first base line.
Dunbar with a 1-1. 1-1 here, swing and a miss for strike number 2. After this game, Panthers will take a good look at the man in the mirror and see what's happening here. As Dunbar faces the 1-2 count. That one high and away for ball number 2.
Panthers are going to get on the team bus, and the coach is just going to be like, just beat it.
One could call Tori Exel the smooth criminal of this game with those 2 home runs. Right over the fence. As Coach Bertier calls time to talk it over with his squad.
It's very black or white here.
It's been very interesting watching Husson play in this matchup. We're talking about Plymouth State having a very solid year, 16-7 coming into this one. But from the very beginning, the Eagles wanted to be starting something, and since then it's been all Eagles. It's been all Eagles.
It really has.
And if you're Husson, you can't do anything but just blame it on the boogie. They've just been doing everything so well throughout this game.
Oh.
So we have a pitcher change for the Panthers. It'll be number 7. Abby Nizik checking into the circle. This season, pitching pretty good numbers this year. With a 98 ERA. He's only pitched 2 innings throughout this game. Nonetheless, a very solid pitcher in her own right. And maybe this is what the Panthers need, Xander. It gets the wind back into their sails and just kind of stop the bleeding a little bit. It'll be Taylor Watterson up to bat now. What has been a beautiful day here in Bangor, Maine, here at O'Keefe Field. It's nice to see Mr. Golden Sun shining down on us.
Oh, yeah, I mean, sun is out. Barely any clouds in the sky. The only downside is this wind.
The wind is rocking here a little bit, but nothing too crazy.
I don't know.
The evergreen trees swaying and swerving in the background. As Waterson bloops that up into the glove of Trogler. And that'll end the inning for the Eagles. And a chance for the Panthers to get some momentum going here at the top of the fourth when we come back. Here we are, top of the fourth now. The Eagles running away with a 12-0 lead over the Panthers of Plymouth State. As Kennedy Michu steps into the batter's box, we have a pitcher change for the Eagles as well. Number 15, Jasmine Johnson, the sophomore out of Clinton, Maine. This year, a 2.06 ERA with 13 strikeouts. And again, a very solid pitcher for the Eagles, and just adding to that already phenomenal pitcher's depth.
And Jasmine's dad, right behind the batter's box. He's got the big Husson hat on. I think it's cool. Where did he get that?
I need to know. I would love to have one of those hats. I might wear that during graduation instead of a traditional cap and gown.
I am so with you on that.
Just get all everybody in the NESCOM program to show up wearing one of those hats.
If you guys know what we're talking about those big, forward caps that are just I don't know what those are. It just looks so cool. If anyone knows what I'm talking about, send it my way.
The best way to describe it would be oversized ball caps.
Yeah.
As Michu cracks this one over to left field, Biombe trying to call it back. That one's way over her head. And Michu turning the corner here, getting to second. And man, what a breath of fresh air for the Panthers after what they have been struggling so far in this game. And that's a great way to get things started.
What a hit, too. I thought that was out of here. That was close.
It seemed like Biombe was under it for a minute, but then lost it just before the ball hit the ground. So great placement by Michu to get things started for the Panthers as Zuber checks back into the batter's box to face off with Johnson. All one count near for Zuber.
But Jasmine Johnson this season, 1-0 record and in 9.2 innings pitch, over 5 ERA. Looking to lower that one here for the rest of this game.
0-2 count for Zuber. Johnson a chance to go 1-2-3 with Eva Zuber in the batter's box. As again, the Eagles in the dugout and their fans remaining supportive and vocal as Zuber goes 1-2-3 against Johnson. Jay Gurdon back into the batter's box again for the Panthers. Is 1-1 on this game. One of the few hits alongside the ones we saw from Michu. Yes, it was Michu. Puts that one in for strike number 1. 1-1 count now for Girton. Girton this year batting .286 with 16 hits. One of the Panthers' 9 home runs. She's caught swinging in a 1-2 hole now. And a 28% on-base percentage. And a 31% slug percentage. High and away for ball number 2. Especially coming into this game, the Panthers have had a lot of good success. As that one's blopped over to Valinsky for an easy out at first base.
Shortstop, number 11, Ashley Trugler.
That's quick 2 outs for the Eagles. Mishi turns the corner to third. She'll be held up there. And it'll be Trogler with a chance to bring her home.
It's getting to the point where getting that first run across is a win.
Swing and a miss for Trogler. Puts her in the 0-2 hole, and Johnson a chance to, again, end the inning with no runs for the Panthers.
You know what they say, though? Once you get that first run across, don't stop till you get enough.
Absolutely not. You know, coming into this game, I think we were expecting a thriller given the record of the Panthers, but just, you know, the Eagles have just taken care of business. That one a little too low for Johnson. 2-2. Swing and a miss for Trogler, and Johnson gets her out of the inning.
You know, the way you make me feel broadcasting with you, exceptional. Great call.
To put it in perspective, Xander, broadcasting with you is just as easy as ABC and 1, 2, 3. And on that note, we're going to take it into the bottom of the 4th inning. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Back in action on the Husson Eagles Sports Network as we were in the bottom of the 4th with Morgan Curtis set to face off with Nizik in the circle. And from the very beginning of this game, Xander, we talk about it a lot for these last couple of broadcasts, but the Eagles have just been in full control since the very beginning.
They have full control since the first game. Their pitching is dominant.
When you have pitchers like Anna Lang and Sierra Yates in that first game, just taking care of business with 10 strikeouts, and you have pitchers like Jasmine Johnson and Sky Johnson, you just know that Coach Rick Roberts is like, you know what? I'm not afraid with those guys on the roster.
Mm-mm.
So you got a 3-out count from Morgan Curtis. A lot of Michael Jackson being played here today at the field.
We apologize for those listening. Gotta stay composed, even with Michael Jackson in the background.
Broadcasting 101, Michael Jackson, the king of pop. Rest in peace to an absolute legend. Arguably, in my opinion, the best singing voice of all time.
No, that goes to Freddie Mercury.
That's tough, man. It's Curtis Wax that went away.
Let me know when Michael Jackson hits 8 octaves, okay?
That's true.
Yeah.
Only live on the Husson Eagles Sports Network will you hear comparisons to Freddie Mercury and Michael Jackson. As we got Morgan Curtis in a 3-2 count here against Nizik. Pitch is rifled up, swing and a miss. Drop third, and she's going to get out at first. Good reaction play from Mishu to pick it up. And a quick out for the Panthers.
I love going from Michael Jackson to Akon. Change of scenery, you know?
Michael Jackson to Akon, definitely very different in terms of style.
Featuring Gwen Stefani. Actually, it's the other way around. It was Gwen Stefani featuring Akon.
Our phenomenal sports information department does a very good job at putting together the playlist for all of our sports teams here. You never know with these games if you're going to hear Michael Jackson, Cotton Eye Joe, Bohemian Rhapsody. You know, it's a mixed assortment of songs here.
What a pull, Cotton Eye Joe.
Hey, where did you come from? Where did you go? As that pitch is a bit too high for Valinsky. As we're in the 1-1 count now for Valinsky. That one's cracked into left center. And a great placement hit for Valinsky again. She turns to the corner, going to second, and she'll remain held up. And once again, the Eagles continuing to put on a show.
Great hit.
Very phenomenal hit indeed. And Morgan Tainter now checking into the batter's box. Hitting .250 this year. Is 286 overall with 4 doubles, 1 triple, and two home runs as well over her career with 13 RBIs. Very dangerous hitter. The sophomore out of Bucksport, Maine. Tainter looking to face off with Nizik here, seeing her first action between these two games. She cracks that one away over the dugout and over the fence. Strike number 1. Oh, 1 hole is Morgan Tainter. And a beautiful pitch from Nezik. Keeps Tainter looking at the ball. She faces the 0-2 count. Tainter bloops that one up. Larson calls it out. Gets underneath it. And a quick 2 outs for the Panthers. Good communication from Larson just to shoo her teammates away. Now 2 outs. Up 12 for the Eagles. And Cameron King, who we talked about throughout this broadcast, had a phenomenal home run in that first game. A chance to let lightning strike twice between these 2 games. That one's a little bit outside. Pitch is up. King cracks it away for strike number 1, facing the 1-1 count. Valinsky at second. Gets her on the Jets at any given point.
King was just under that pitch. Just needs to level it up.
Here comes the pitch. Just inside for strike number 2. And a strike here would be pretty crucial for the Panthers just to try to get out of this inning, which has been a bit tumultuous as well. 1-2 count for King. Floated a bit too high. Zipped in for ball number 2. 2-2 now for Cameron King. The sun is starting to set here at O'Keefe Field, home of your Husson University Eagles. It's been very nice to be able to experience this nice weather we've been having, especially with all the rain and that snow we had a week ago. As that one's floated over to Zuber at third base.
Wow,
and
great
they got
pickup.
King, and they got King at first. Great stretch by Larson. That brings us to the top of the 5th, folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Here we are, 5th and potential final inning of action here. The Panthers have to bring it in within 8 to keep the game going. But the way the Eagles have been hitting has been this makes it close to impossible to come back in a game like this. And especially when you think about, it was Exel and McCabe who cranked their ball so far over the left field fence, you think they'd be in a van down by the river. But nonetheless, it'll be Ariana Cray stepping up at home plate for the Panthers. We got an 0-1 hole here for Cray. Caught lacking on that one. Caught looking on that one. Was Cray. Now an 0-2 hole with Johnson. Cray this year, I think only 95 with 2 hits on the year. The 1 run and 2 walks in 12 games played. This is the junior second baseman from Merrimack, Maine. Excuse me, Merrimack, New Hampshire. Excuse me. Check the swing. A bit too high up. 2-2 count for Cray. That one tipped off by Cray. Stays alive in the count. Now, Xander, if you're head coach Bernier for the Panthers, in any of these contests that when you're down double-digit runs and really having a lot of momentum, what are you telling your squad in the dugout?
Honestly, just let it go. Like, obviously, it sucks to lose by this many runs, but it's something that it's about to be in the past, and you have to let it stay in the past. This is not who you are as a group. This isn't going to let it consume you moving forward. Just let it go. Focus on your next matchup and how you can get better.
There's a great quote by an athlete by the name of Dustin Poirier, one of the best UFC fighters of all time. When you win, in times like those, be grateful. And in times when you lose, be graceful. Moments like these can absolutely humble you as a team and as a competitor. And sometimes you need these kind of wins to evaluate where you are as a team and get yourself back on track.
Exactly. These 2 losses obviously aren't going to define Plymouth State. I still think that they're a good team. It's just that today they weren't on their game. But
Gray pops it up.
Improve.
Axel gets underneath it. And out number 1 for the Eagles. And it's been that kind of game for the Eagles. And on one end, you have a team that's been struggling to get any momentum. And on the other, you have a team that's been absolutely clicking on every single element.
Today showcased why, or the tale of two different stories. This is Plymouth State not on their A game. And there's a lot of miscues. There's a lot of errors, miscommunication, like I said. Batting wasn't there, pitching wasn't there, the fielding wasn't there. And then these two games is Husson at their full potential. This is where everything goes right for them. Everything is clicking. I mean, 6-0 win first game, and it's about to be a 12-0 mercy rule win if they get 2 more outs.
As that one's blooped up towards right field. Putting it down is Vettelino. Leaving Vettelino seeing her first action in the batter's box from Westerly, Rhode Island. Move that over to right field. Over to Watterson. And gets on base for the Panthers. And the Panthers, while it hasn't been their best showing today, this is still a very, very excellent ball team. Of course, they were 16-7 coming into this contest. Went down early, but this is still a very solid team. 4-2 in conference play. They're still going to be an extremely tough team to beat when it matters most in the playoffs.
Yeah, they will be. And since they're a good team, this is going to go a long ways for Husson as well, saying, we just beat this team by 18 runs these 2 games. We held them to a shutout. We scored 18 runs, so that's going to go a long ways moving forward. And I'm excited to see what Husson can do tomorrow against Thomas.
Yeah, the absolute boost of morale that these two games and these 2 sets of games will give you for Husson is going to be absolutely crucial, especially when your season is slowly but surely coming to an end, but big wins like this can really just do a number for your confidence. Johnson gets that one cracked. Just picks it back up. Axel tried to turn the corner to second, decided against it. And one more. And unless something happens here for the Panthers, they will be mercied here, as it will be Caroline Mackey checking up into the game for her career. The senior out of Burlington, Massachusetts. This year hitting a .256 with 11 hits and 6 RBIs. Johnson puts it in the outside corner for strike number 1. Oh, and 2 count for Macri. And Johnson, one more pitch, one more out here to secure what would be a very dominant afternoon of wins for the Eagles. That one just outside. Ball number 1. Lily Vettelino on second base. So if Macri can stay alive here, a chance to potentially extend Vettelino and bring her in. Swing and a miss. And that's going to do it, folks. The Eagles, with one of their most dominant performances in the season so far, as Edner mentioned, 18 runs scored in these 2 games against the Plymouth State Panthers. They'll go to 13-9 on the year, and the Panthers will fall to 16-9. And Xander, if you're the Eagles, you couldn't have played better softball if you tried.
You really couldn't. I mean, they were clicking everywhere. We've mentioned that time and time again. They were truly clicking everywhere. When you have a team that's flawless batting, flawless pitching, flawless fielding, flawless coaching, you can't stop them, plain and simple. And that's what happened today. Plymouth State just could not stop Husson.
The Eagles are looking to carry over this momentum tomorrow against Thomas College. They're 9-12 in a conference rival. We'll check in to see Xander and our good friend and colleague Jacob Ouellette call that game. As for the Panthers, they'll be facing off against UMass Boston, 21-2 in their conference. So those both should be very fun games to watch. But that's going to do it for us here tonight, folks. For Xander Cook and our wonderful team for SID, I'm Sam Miller saying thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time on the Husson Eagles Sports Network.